Hello, my name is Andrew Oxley, and this is my signature assignment video for ETC 447 Technology in the Classroom. To start with, we're going to be going over my in-classroom philosophy. A classroom achieves the highest levels of success when students are given the freedom and empowerment to be in charge of their own education. This is the philosophy of education that will be employed in my classroom. It follows a constructivist approach with some connectivism tones, which involves very hands-on, meaningful learning. The goal of education is to give students basic knowledge to function in society and allow them to experiment with strengths and interests in order to have some idea of what they want to do with their future. By creating an open-ended classroom that allows students to explore interests more individually, students' gifts and abilities are neither suppressed nor forced upon them. Assessment is not the goal of the classroom, but rather a means to an end in order to tell where the instructor can better meet the individual needs of the students. Student work will be received at the face value of how it is presented, rather than where a district determines a student should be. As someone who built their first computer while in middle school and has been around IT and programmers in their family their whole life, my comfort around technology is higher than average. As such, the use of technology in the classroom will be common and encouraged, as the ability to use technology falls under the basic knowledge previously mentioned. This partially depends on the district, but whatever resources are available for the students will be integrated into the lessons as often as possible, be that iPads, laptops, or more. Through the use of technology, students will be able to develop deeper mastery of subject material than, say, what a single textbook could provide, as well as begin to understand the worldwide collaboration that goes into what they'll be able to access with the use of technology. There will be a variety of engagement in the classroom, ranging from group projects to foster community skills and interests, classroom discussions to encourage critical thinking and problem solving, to choice based centers which allow individual fulfillment and self discovery to flourish. The students will display their work as they see fit, and it will be collected in a year long portfolio to show the students' growth and development without the need to hand out or grade daily worksheets and homework. A classroom of choice is the only classroom where a student can choose to learn. Now, let's dive into the different ISTE standards we educators need to bring into our classroom, starting with learner. We've all heard in the educational field that to be a teacher, you need to be a lifelong learner. This is really what the standard is talking about. I've already participated in both Terriot and Educate to Act and was even a speaker in the second. I would continue to engage in such professional development to bring back to my classroom in order to provide the best possible education to my students. Since I want to go into educational technology for my master's, I know there will be many opportunities for me to enhance my technology knowledge. Moving on to leader, the second standard, I'll make sure to step into leadership roles when and where appropriate and encourage my students to do the same. In my centers based classroom, students will have the opportunity to lead those around them on an almost daily basis while working with various types of technology. Of course, UDL practices will be incorporated into my lessons as well. The third standard is citizen. In an ever-growing and hostile and toxic online community, it's more important than ever for teachers to encourage their students to be upstanding citizens both on and offline. I would incorporate these teachings into my small group lessons as well as any group projects my students choose to do. If an issue arises, we'll use restorative justice to make right what went wrong, which will apply to online interactions as well as general classroom management. Collaborator will likely be one of the most difficult standards for me to work with. Not that I won't be able to work with my team and administration, but the type of centers based, hands on classrooms I want to run just isn't that common. That makes my classroom sort of an outlier, which is difficult to bring into teams. However, if there are teachers that want to run similar classrooms, I would love nothing more than to work with them, and even help each other bring technology more into this style of setting together. Since I'm designing a classroom based on student choice, it will be easy for me to meet the needs of this standard, which is designer. The idea of this standard is to create authentic, unique lessons that meet the interests and needs of my individual students. I can do this both with centers that will incorporate technology, as well as small group lessons that use technology to enhance whatever material we happen to be going over. I've already established that I have a fairly deep love and understanding for most things tech. I don't always think tech is necessarily the best answer for everything and everyone, but I do know that in my classroom I'll make sure to model a vast amount of different tech and creative ways we can use it in the classroom. These set of habits will make it easy for me to ensure Standard 6 facilitator is achieved in my classroom by ensuring the students get multiple chances to work creatively with a multitude of different tools. Finally, we reach the last standard, analyst, where we need to constantly make sure that our students are growing and learning in our classroom. To do that, we as educators need to assess where our students are regularly through observation, notes, formal, and summative assessments. This doesn't mean bombarding them with boring, dry tests, but instead getting to know your students, where they are, and how well they're proceeding to the next levels of education. This concludes my signature assignment video. I hope you have found it informative and enjoyable. Thank you for watching.